he says it straight like it is, and it would be kind of awkward to have a difficult relationship with someone who's still going to be on your national team if he's called up.
Oh, he's going to be called up, of course. Brazil lacks the quality.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, they have amazing players, but they don't have the Ronaldos, Kakás, Ronaldinhos that they used to have back then. So, of course, Rodrygo is going to be a key player, I think.
Okay.
That's going to be one of the challenges that Carlo Ancelotti is going to face. How can he get back the best version of Rodrygo? Because this year, in the last 23 games at Real Madrid, only 1 goal. And I believe Carlo Ancelotti, like Cristina said, he was sick. But if he was fit, the starting lineup would have been the same. Rodrygo was not going to play the game as a starter because he hasn't been playing at his best level. So, I mean, yeah.
You know, it's unfortunate because Rodrygo's the type of player with his talent that can change a game. And you go back to the dying minutes of the game versus Barcelona, and it's Victor Munoz who's getting his first minutes in a Real Madrid jersey.
Who almost scored.
On, and his first touch is a shot that he should have at least put on target.
Yeah.
And with a high conversion rate or opportunity to score that goal, he doesn't. It goes wide. You're left thinking, maybe a Rodrygo, a more polished, experienced player, would have scored that goal. It could have been different. We could be having a different conversation right now. We could not even be having this conversation about Carlo Ancelotti to Brazil at the moment. It could have been in the back burner because there could have been something different there. But Rodrygo on his best day is a 30-man shortlist like he was last year for the Ballon d'Or. That's what he is. But he's also the same player that in impromptu times does things he probably shouldn't. Last year, before playing a Champions League final, he was flirting publicly with going to Man City. And I'm sure that didn't sit well with his teammates, didn't sit well with management, and it didn't sit well with Carlo Ancelotti. And what coaches want from players is that they play when they're called. And it seems that he was called upon and he didn't feel 100%. And maybe the coaches thought he was 100%. I'm for the player thinking about his well-being, but there seems to be something there. There seems to be a reason that things went awry for him, and we already know he wasn't happy with his standing in the club, with Mbappe coming and him being pushed out even further and doing things that normally he wouldn't be doing. So maybe there's something there, but that's for Carlo Ancelotti to work out and figure out if he wants something on this national team.
But at some degree, I agree with Rodrygo. His best position is in the left. Mm-hmm. But you got Vini Jr. there.
And Mbappe
in the Brazilian national team, you're going to have Rafinha as well playing on the left, and you have Vini Jr. So that's the problem for Rodrygo. And of course, I mean, Ancelotti is right because in every single team, you know, you have your option A, option B, option C.
Yeah.
Rodrygo is an awesome player, but he's not above Vini Jr. and he's not above Kylian Mbappe, so he has to play on the right. That's the reality of business.
I mean, in the reality, and I'm sure you'll agree, when Vini and Mbappe weren't consistent, it seemed like Rodrygo was that consistency up front for Real Madrid. We know that lately that's been a completely different picture, but it's been that picture as a whole for Real Madrid. So it's a very interesting future for the Verde Amarela, for Carlo Ancelotti, for these Real Madrid players who thrived at a certain extent under Carlo Ancelotti. We want to remind you that ESPN FC is available daily on ESPN+.